Hey guys, what is up? My name is Moody's, I'm a Grandmaster Jungler in NA, and this is going to be part 2 of my Advanced Nidalee guide. If you missed part 1, which explained Nidalee Zhonya's mechanics, and a new trick that allows you to jump through CC like Veigar Cage, be sure to check that out. The link is in the description. In these next 2 videos, I'll be going over everything you need to know about landing skill shots. While I'll mostly be focusing on Nidalee, all of these tips are applicable to skill shots in general, so they'll be useful regardless of what champion you're playing. If you guys have any questions, comments, or suggestions, let me know in the comment section below, or feel free to stop by my stream, twitch.tv/moodygaming. Now enough of that, let's get right into it. This second part of the guide series is, in my opinion, one of the most important things to understand as a Nidalee player. It is extremely difficult to succeed on this champion if you can't land your spears, so it is so crucial that you understand League's hitbox mechanics in full. League of Legends is visually a 3-dimensional game. There's an X and a Y axis that determine a unit's location on the rift. And there's a Z axis that determines how high up a unit is. If you've played League of Legends for a bit, you probably noticed that while a unit is knocked up, its hitbox doesn't change even though their model is up in the air. This is why when aiming skill shots, you aim at the champion as if they're not knocked up. Their Z value actually has 0 effect on their hitbox. Only the X and Y values matter. While it's much more subtle than, say, a Malphite ultimate, a champion's Z value changes depending on where they are on Summoner's Rift. As you can see here, there are these sort of worn down stairs that lead from the river to mid lane. As I walk up them, Nidalee's elevation goes up. This means her Z value is changing. These different low and high ground locations are all over the map. You can see it here in top lane, here in mid lane, and here in bot. River is lower in elevation than the lanes in the jungle, and this differential has a large effect on how we visually see skill shots and hitboxes. This Z-axis is the reason we see so many clips on Reddit and YouTube of skill shots that look like they go straight through champion models, and others that are nowhere near the champion yet still hit. If you want to master Nidalee, it's super important that you understand how to abuse this. Here's how to do it. Here, I'm on the low ground in river, compared to this target dummy who's on the high ground in the lane. If I throw a spear straight at him, it'll hit like normal. But here, if I am just a little bit above, it'll miss. If you look carefully at the skill shot indicator, you'll see that it actually overlaps with the dummy's model, yet the spear still doesn't hit. But now if I aim below the dummy, I can actually miss by a lot, and the spear will still hit him. It looks like the spear is nowhere near the dummy, yet it still hits every time. Now let's try it from the alternate perspective. Here, I'm the one on the high ground in the lane, and the dummy is on the low ground in river. If I aim straight at him, it'll hit like normal. But this time, if I aim below the dummy, it misses, even though it looks like it should hit. Now, if I aim above the dummy, it'll hit, even though it's not even close to the dummy's model. Abusing this is very simple. First, identify if you're on the low ground or the high ground. If you're on the high ground, aim above your target. If you're on the low ground, aim below your target. You can see from this example earlier that Nidalee is on the low ground in the river and Camille is on the high ground in the lane. Since Nidalee is on the low ground, she should aim below Camille. But Nidalee aims the spear above Camille, and so it misses. Here, we can see Doublelift's Jhin is on the low ground in river. He aims below LeBlanc, and even though visually this should miss by a mile, LeBlanc ends up dead. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, you learned something new, be sure to like and subscribe. In the next video, I'll be going over the more human portion of skill shots, tracking opponents, predicting movement, limiting options, and other tips that, once you combine with what you learned in this video, will allow you to land way more skill shots. Once again, I stream at twitch.tv/moodygaming, go give me a follow. I'll have the link to that as well as my Twitter in the description. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time.